So they're basically ticking time bombs. Whenever you have a lead pipe in the ground that you are drinking from, there's going to be a point at which some lead is going to get into your tap water.
Baltimore City's comptroller says water customers in Baltimore City and County may need to brace themselves for higher water bills in the years ahead.
11 News Investigates revealed yesterday that Washington, D.C.'s lead pipe replacement program, it's estimated to cost nearly $2 billion, raising questions as the Baltimore area begins its own replacement program.
Investigative reporter Tali Taylor joins us now live. And Tali, Comptroller Henry says that if Baltimore's costs mirror D.C.'s, the city does not have the funds to pay for it?
Right, meaning that much of the cost to replace the pipes would be transferred to water customers. Henry says decades of deferred maintenance to the city's infrastructure is a big reason why this work could result in a multi-billion-dollar price tag. But one lead expert I spoke to analyzed this work in a different way, finding that by replacing its lead pipes now, Maryland could save billions of dollars in future health costs.
That's a very serious amount of money, and it's a sign that we should be taking this issue very seriously.
That's Baltimore City Comptroller Bill Henry's reaction to 11 News Investigates' exclusive report on Wednesday, which looked at Washington, D.C.'s 5-year-old lead pipe replacement program, providing perspective on what the Baltimore area could be facing as it sets out on its own replacement program. A big takeaway from D.C., a skyrocketing price tag. The costs have gone from a $500 million estimate to a $1.8 billion estimate. What's your reaction to that?
Well, my first reaction is that $1.8 billion is a lot of money.
Henry says it underscores the importance of Baltimore City and County residents testing their main water pipes for lead and reporting those results on the Baltimore Service Line Partnership website. Henry says for every water customer that reports their results, it saves DPW from having to do it themselves, reducing the cost of the program over the long term. If more residents don't check their pipes in the months ahead,
we would be looking at spreading the costs of doing this work out across all the customers.
Is that still a concern for you?
It's not even just a concern. That's how it would have to work.
Roughly 276,000 water pipes in Baltimore City and County need to be checked for lead. Using some back-of-the-envelope math, if about 15% of those pipes end up being made of lead and have to be replaced, like D.C., the Baltimore area could be facing a nearly $2 billion problem.
Yeah, there's no good or comforting response to that. By some accounts, we have 2 generations of deferred maintenance to deal with our water and sewer system.
As the Baltimore area and millions of other communities across the country grapple with the federally mandated lead pipe replacements that cost far more than the federal funding provided so far to address it, Henry says he hopes lawmakers in the nation's capital step up.
The amount of money that's been made available in the past has not been anywhere close to the need.
Eric Olson, who studies toxic chemicals and water safety, sees the issue differently. Instead of focusing on the cost burden of replacing lead pipes, he studied the cost savings that come when communities tackle their lead pipe issue. From a health perspective, why is it so important to find and replace these lead service lines?
I think everybody knows that lead is dangerous. There's no safe level of lead, especially for children.
But Olson says emerging research, like this from the American Heart Association last June, finds that exposure to lead is linked to higher risks of strokes and heart attacks in adults.
If you have high blood pressure, if you have any other cardiovascular risk, it can be very dangerous for you to have lead in your waters.
You found that the benefit to Maryland to replace all of its lead service lines would be roughly $6 billion. What does that mean?
Basically, what it means is if we keep procrastinating and we don't fix the lead problem in our drinking water, people are going to die of heart attacks. Kids are going to be affected by the lead.
Olson says lead exposure is linked to lower IQs and increased criminal activity as well. The bottom line, there are serious downsides to not dealing with lead pipes.
The amount of money that is saved by the city of Baltimore and by the entire state of Maryland by taking these lead pipes out just dwarfs any costs.
Now, Bill Henry praised DC Water's transparency and said he hopes that DPW officials here in the city and county are that transparent in the years ahead. But when 11 News Investigates asked DPW how many lead water pipes have been discovered so far, a spokesperson responded that information would be made public as required. I asked how and when that info would be released publicly, and DPW responded, quote, "Inventory results will be released to the public and posted to the Baltimore Service Line Partnership website in accordance with the regulations' October 2024 deadline." In plain English, it sounds like DPW won't provide that number until October. For 11 News Investigates, I'm Tolly Taylor.